Hey everyone, welcome to a live broadcast from the train room. I'm your host, Jenntech. What we're going to be doing, let me adjust this camera, is we're going to go and finish with Ralph Chemicals, Bruce, and Stewart's Distribution. We got to spot those. I got to put this engine back on here. All right, I gotta go there. Well, actually, let's just drag around and do that first. Hey, welcome to the train room. Thank you for coming. Hey, Randy, good morning. Say, did you ever make this switching video? I was trying to look for it the other day. I didn't get an alert or anything. I was just wondering if you made it or not. And what I referred to, the switching video, you switching out the yard that you put in. Oh man, you got a lot of trees to cut? Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. So in other words, it's keeping you busy. We gotta switch these cars around. They're in backwards. Oh, okay. Great. Anything you plan on getting? Oh, that's right. You have a tree cutting service. That's right. Right? It's a crying shame, huh? Unfortunately, some of them are able to do that. I try not to do that. Because this car supposed to go in the uh, unloading area and loading area, and this one goes in the unloading area. They just spotted it wrong, which is fine. It's no biggie. This time of the year with tornadoes and everything, you're gonna be kind of busy, huh? Amen, my brother. Amen. 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 That's right. like I said, we had to switch these because they didn't block the rail cars, right? Which is fine, especially when they got a lot to do. It's just nothing very serious. Now we can go in and spot the cars. So have you learned a lot from me, Randy? Oh, and once again, thank you for the shout out the other day. I am sorry. I am so sorry. When I come in, I just start videotaping what I'm doing and then explaining what I'm doing. What I'll do probably this week is hold off on making any videos so everybody can catch up. Because once I get in this training room and start making videos, I think I've made what in the past, I think I made about 5 videos this past week, and everybody's like, I ain't caught up with the first one. So again, I apologize. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna uncouple here and do a runaround so that when I come out, I can go straight to Greenwood, not Greenwood, Ralph Chemicals. I'm just teaching everybody so many different types of switching moves, and I hope they catch on to what I'm doing so that when they get on their layout, they can do the same thing. My idea is to make everybody, instead of one-dimensional, with switching, make them 4-dimensional, maybe 3-dimensional. I'm going with 4-dimensional. Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? Scrumptious, what is your name again? I called you Pedro by accident. So my plan is to make videos so everybody can see what I'm doing and figure out how to make their switching job easier. Switching is not something you just learn overnight. It takes time, and it's a process. Oh, okay. So we just go with scrumptious. Okay. And okay, cool. But like I said, Randy, my job is to teach y'all switching as much as possible. Being an experienced switcher, used to work for the railroad, and a lot of material is not out there for y'all to learn on hands-on on switching, but it's good to let someone teach y'all some things, make y'all job, make it more fun, and at the same time gain knowledge. So like I was telling Bruce, and I told Vinny this also, there is model railroad and then there's railroad. What I do on this layout is railroading. There is no model railroading on here. There's I'm sorry, I apologize for that. But like I was telling them guys, what y'all see on here is 60 times different from what is done in the real world of railroading. There is a lot to it, especially when you got to do a PLG, line of switch, keep an eye on the move, eye of the move, or eye on the move. It's still there. The old channel is still there. I just do a lot of live streaming on this channel. Everything is live streamed here, and I just make videos and post them there on that channel. Plus another thing is that, you know, I got a lot of subscribers there, and you know, a lot of them don't really come in, and if they do, they come in not knowing what's going on. But here I can just take my time and teach everybody some things without being interrupted and without a lot of people asking questions. Because any question you're gonna ask, it's already being in the switching job. So my thing is to do more here, and at the same time try to answer everybody's question at the same time as I do it. And sometimes, you know, you can't answer everybody's question at one time. So here is a little bit, you know, more relaxing. And like I said, a lot of them don't care to know about switching. A lot of them don't care about switching. They just want to do scenic runs and a little switching in there. Here on this layout, this is 100% switching. There is no scenic runs. We don't have time for scenic runs. I was never a scenic person. I don't have trees and a lot of nice buildings and all that crap on my layout. This is just straight up how many on here? That's a good question. I have not counted, Randy. I have not counted not one of them. Let's do a count real quick. We got 4 on the outside because all 4 corners are loaded because I filled the spaces on the corners. So that's 4. Then we added Jenntech. That's 5. Ajax is 6. Ron is 7. Stewart is 8. Bruce is 9. Ralph is 10. This feed store is 11. And then Jackson is 12. Roy is 13. Joe is 14. Crestline is 15. Mariana is 16. And Depot is 17. So now I have 17 drops, which comes out to a total of 40 spot cars. In the beginning, it was only 22. Now we're up to 17. Yeah, that's a lot of cars to switch out. 40 cars. Okay, we're gonna set this boxcar in, and then we're gonna do another run around to spot this boxcar. Actually, I can just spot it now. What am I thinking of? Hello, welcome to the train room. Thank you for coming. Nice to meet you. Well, Jenntech is finna get another spot on there. I got to put the tank platforms for the oil and other chemicals. So there's going to be an unloading platform put on there. So there's a lot going on this layout, trust me. 40 cars, that's about the same as what I did at my other job when I used to work for the railroad. We used to spot like, oh, let's see, I did 10, 6 rail was 10 cars, 10 to 12 cars, I'll say 12 cars. 6 rail, then 8 rail was the alcohol, no, that was gasoline. They had 12 cars there, so that's another 22 cars. And then 4 rail was another 14 cars. So that's 36, 37, maybe 37 cars. And then after we did those, we went to non-rack. And that was another, well, 5 rail. 5 rail had 5 cars, so that was about 41. And then non-rack was another 8 cars. So that was around close to 50 cars in all. Yeah, well, thank you. I have 17 spots. That's 40 cars on, well, it's gonna go up to almost 43 spots when I put the platforms in front of Jenntech for the tank cars. And I see quite a few of them that when they build a train to go to their companies, they don't block the train correctly. If you don't block the train correctly, then what's the point of switching? It's all about making sure your train is blocked. And then you have some people that just do a basic blocking of the train. That's my bedroom in there. So y'all watching TV, that's CNN. I always keep it on CNN. Never know when Donald Trump is gonna blow us up. Like I said, a lot of them don't block their trains correctly, and if they don't block, they don't do a yard switching job. Everything is directly to the companies and everything, and that's not pretty much prototypical. No, girl, no. Oh. Almost lost you. Sorry about that, guys. I got to get some bed and get this ramp out of here. When I get some money, I'm going to buy some little cork bed and cork bed this whole inside track. So, yeah. But like I said, you know, a lot of them don't do a proper switching operations. A lot of them just do operations running trains around in circles. That's not an operation. That's not a train operation. That ain't even an operation. That's just scenic runs. I wouldn't call it an operation. You know. whoever came up with the idea of layout operations involving just running trains around in circles that's a no-no. That ain't even operations to me. This is operations. This is switching operations. So there is a difference between railroading and model railroading. I just took what I used to do and put it on a layout and tried to make it as real as possible. Sooner or later, we'll fill up Ralph Chemicals with tank cars, but for now, we're just gonna take 2 at a time. And there is still a lot I haven't shown y'all. There is a lot I have not shown y'all. Oh, I forgot about that engine. The reason why this keep going dead because I didn't put an insulator in between these 2 tracks. Oh, okay. When I get this done, I got to do a service call again to Jenntech. They have 4 hoppers that's loaded, and so we got to respot Jenntech and take some cars over there. Now, if you saw earlier, I already got the train ready to go to Jenntech, so that'll save me some time on this next run around, next switching operation. Okay, I got Randy in here. I got Scrumptious in here. Anybody else in here? Okay, we're done with this. I'm just gonna spot these engines right here for right now. So we're gonna go get the yard engines and come back over here to the yard and pick up some cars to go to, I gotta find a name for this companies on the corners. A 24 by 24 layout? Well, it depends on what you're trying to do. 24 foot by 24 foot, that's a lot of space. That's a lot of space. For that amount of space, you can put about 24, you can put about 30 to 35 industries or more. It's what you want to make your layout do. I can't actually give you that type of advice because of the simple fact I don't know what you're trying to do on your layout. So the question, to answer a question with a question is, what are you trying to do on your layout? I just can't answer that completely. I gotta figure out what you're trying to do on your layout. My question to you is your layout a point to point or 3-point? In other words, what I'm trying to say is one company Okay, before you do that, I'm gonna give you some advice. But before you do that, let me ask you one more question with that. Have you ever been in a train club? Okay, if you haven't never been in a train club, then I highly recommend you not to do something like that. You know. Okay, Randy, hurry back. If you're not familiar with a train club, then don't try to do something that you don't not familiar with. Get some information on do some research, because there's different types of train clubs and how they do everything in their train clubs. So my advice to you is do your homework. Don't just jump buy a building or rent a building and make a club. It doesn't work that. Trust me, it doesn't work that easily. You got to make sure you have enough members, and so that everybody will be on the same page and all that stuff. And it's a hassle doing a club in the beginning, and then after a year and everybody's committed to the club, that's when things are smoothed out. So my advice is, personally, I've never been in a train club, and I will never be in a train club, because you got to have a fee. There's a club fee and all that stuff, because they got to pitch in to make sure they pay for the building that the train club is in. They got to make sure they pay for the supplies like track, rail cars, engine, all that stuff goes into that fee. So you might want to think about that, because that's a monthly fee. And like I said, it's not something I recommend. You have a warehouse that is empty. Wow. And it's 24 by 24. Well, I tell you what. Well, I mean, if it's already yours, and I mean, I personally, if you got a 24 by 24 amount of space, people will love you to death if they could have that space to build their own layout. I would personally just build my own layout in there. That's just me. I'm sorry. That kind of room, that's Christmas every day. I'm just saying, that's Christmas every day, man. $120 by 1,000? Ooh, right. That's definitely Christmas every day, every hour of every woo-wee. Man, where are you at? Where are you located? Oh, heck. Dang it. All right. Dang it. That's a lot of warehouse space. You can put maybe 20 layouts in there, depending on the size you want. Man, that's a nice size layout. With that type of room, you could have the largest layout in the world, personally, in my opinion. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, here's one of our processing cars that's going to Mariani, and then the other one is right there between the two grain hoppers. As usual, we're going to set these cars to track 3. We're going to send them to track 3, and then we're going to drag up and put these cars with the outbound train. But yeah, man, personally, my opinion, just see if a lot of them wants to rent out some space for their own layout. And I'm quite sure quite a bit of them would love to rent out some space for their own personal layout. With that type of space, shoot, I would rent it out. I'll rent out some space too. I'll rent out 20 feet by 20 by 20, maybe 10 by 10. That's all. I don't need that much space. A 10 foot by 10 foot. And you charge about a square feet. That's 10 by 10. That's 100. So about $100 costs, so what? 10 by 10, that's 100. So $100 a month for space fee. Heck yeah, I'll jump on that. They just charge $1 per foot, a square feet. Man, I wish somebody had a warehouse I could rent out. I would take this layout, put it in the back of a truck, and run it right over there. Scrumptious, you think that's a good idea? I live in Texas. I'm down here in Corsicana. Do you have your own layout? You still got all of your stuff, or did you sell it? Oh no, oh no, oh no, man. I would have been crying. I would have cried my butt off if that ever happened. Man, I am so sorry to hear that. Oh man. That's oh man, I am so sorry to hear that. That is the worst thing to have, is lose your layout to a fire. I don't know what to say now. I'm just lost for alert. I am so sorry. Man, that's messed up. Okay, we're going to shove all these cars back in. And then we're going to take those 2 hoppers up to the yard lead where the junction is. And then we're going to do a interchange. Oh, really? It's time consuming. Oh, that magnet decided to work now. Huh. Okay, what I'm doing is doing a service run for Jenntech in this processing company. Every time when I get done with a switching job, I will probably more likely do a service run. Because they use Jenntech loads hoppers so fast that it will take about in a work period, it would take them about, I say to load 1 or 4 hoppers, because it would take them about an hour and a half to 2 hours to load a hopper. And if they're real good, they can load it into within 45 minutes. So that still works around about 2 hours of loading hoppers. And over here at the processing plant for Mariani on the out track, it takes about less than that. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing we did before. Move around so y'all can see what I'm doing. Oh, okay. All right, we're gonna do a full lap around the layout and then come over here to Jenntech and switch out Jenntech. All right, who's still in the train room? Scrumptious and I didn't get your name, sir. Oh, Randy's back. Welcome back, Randy. We're gonna switch out Jenntech again. Oh, Dave. Okay, thank you, Dave. Nice to meet you. Like I said, with all that space you have, you can do whatever, rent it out or build your own layout in there. With all that space, you can build just enough for just you and then rent it out to a club. There will be, if you just post an ad on Facebook that and see what the response is. And I guarantee you, within a week or two, somebody is going to be interested in renting out some space. Two, 4, 6. Okay, we're coming in here with 6 cars. I don't think we're going to have the room for it, which is fine. If they release that car down there for us to pick it up, then we can put a car over there for the time being. So we'll find out if they want to release that car, and then we'll shove back, put one of these cars over there in that receiving area. Oh, okay. That'll work. Yep. All right. Now I'm going to do something. I'm going to explain something over here. I don't think you know about this, Dave, but you have your switch list and then you have a detailed switch list, which is a little bit different from your switch list that you carry with you. What I'm saying is every time you go to a company to do a spot and drop, you meet with either the plant manager or the assistant plant manager or foreman or whoever. They're going to give you their switch list of what they want that car to go. For example, say for instance, we're in track 1 and there's a we're in the east side track and the west side track of the plant. They might have you take the car that's on the back to the train. In other words, they're saying we release the car in the back, but the car on the front, you're going to shove back to the back where the original other car was. And then just take just shove one car back. And then on the other side, they probably tell you that we're going to release the car that's on the front to the train, and then you can just shove the other cars in. So the way that's going to go is, let's drag these cars out so I can show you what we're going to be doing. And that is somewhat what I call a detailed switch list. Because everywhere you go, you don't go by the switch list that's given to you. You got to go by the switch list that the company wants to do when they do service. So what we're going to do, we're going to drag out all these cars. Now I said this car is going to the train. The car that's in the front, not this car, but the car that's on the first spot is coming out, but the car in the back is staying because they're not done with that car. Well, actually, I'm sorry. The car in the back is going out, but this car in the front is moving one car back. So this is how this goes. Up, then jump. All right, we're going to drag all the cars out, and then I'm going to give you a move. Okay, this is our switching move. What did I say? That track over there, the car in the front is going one track stop back. So this car, this car is going to the yard. Well, it's not going to the yard. It's going to a holding spot. So the way this goes, here's the switching move. One train out, one train in, move down. One train move down. I'm sorry, one train out, one train move down. So these two cars are being moved down, and these two cars are going out. So let me show you how that's going to go. Who's all still in the train in here? Who saw Randy still here? Dave, and is Scrumptious still here? Geez, when they lock, they lock. Okay, we're gonna move those two cars down out of the way so we can show cars in. And then we'll come back and put that spot that other car. Let's get this track, this door done. They told us, oh, we're gonna pick up that grain hopper back there. They released it to us, so we're gonna go on and shove back in a second and put that take that hopper with us with the train, and then we'll have some extra space to spot one more car, even though that's an unloading facility, which is fine. And then we'll make note in our comments that we got one extra car at the facility. And dispatch will know. And then when we turn in the work order, our log, we'll let the engineer, we'll tell the engineer to write in a car that we're gonna pull the car and we're gonna spot a car. If that makes sense to y'all. Line that switch, line that switch. That tanker platform is gonna go right here. So there won't be a place where I can spot hoppers outside the building. Well, I can spot them all the way out to the switch. I might do that. All right, we're going to clear this right here. Now we're going to shove one of these hoppers down there where we're releasing that grain, where that grain hopper is. Dang, I'm out of coffee. I need coffee. Now I'm going to pick up that car, set it to the main, and put one of these Crestline cars over there. Once we do that, we're going to take the train around and take care of the processing plant for Mariani. And then after that, we'll set the cars we'll set them to Greenwood Yard, or what we'll do is wait for the yard train to come and pick them up and set them to track 3 for the outbound. Now y'all kind of getting an understanding of how this system works on this layout. This is a 3-point system. Dang it, can't get it. Okay, we are now clear of Jenntech. Matter of fact, let me go get that platform so you can see where I'm talking about. This was the original platform that I had built before I built that one over there that's in front of Ralph Chemicals. The platform would go pretty much somewhere in here. That's where the platform would go, and that's where the tank cars would be low. I might get another platform and set it right over here, and then run the pipe from that all the way to the refinery, to the processing area, which that refinery in the back, and then build some storage tanks. So instead of going direct to processing, it go into the storage tanks. Pin didn't fall. There we go. All right, let's make our trip to the other camp to the processing plant, Mariani. Now make a note that these three hoppers are empty, and those two hoppers are loaded. That's going to the outbound train. So we can't get those mixed up. Everybody kind of got the idea of what's going on? Everybody understand everything? Any questions? Ouch. All right, Randy, take care. Thank you for coming. See you soon. Oops. Who's still here? Dave, you still here? Scrumptious, you still here? Nobody's here? Wow. All right, we are done with this. Now we're going to take this train. Now I said that the Crestline cars will always go directly, but since we're pretty much loaded over there at Jenntech, we're going to go on and set these cars to track 3 for the outbound. And that's pretty much it on this. So when we come back, we'll be trained to really do the outbound on, because we just started over. So the best thing to do is just start over and begin cycle 2. So in about an hour now, we will begin cycle 2. So I hope y'all enjoyed this part. It's now time to start the second cycle. So we'll start that in about 30 to 45 minutes, maybe an hour. Until then, y'all take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.